Prime Minister joined a panel discussion on the occasion of International Women's Day in UAE. International Women's Day is being observed today across the country to give a priority to gender equality. Stock markets plunged further today. The main index of DSS stood at 6,037, declining 79 points. And Bangladesh has passed the second year of coronavirus pandemic. IEDCR reported the first cases on March 8, 2020. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Mytv News. I'm Fawzia Roshan with you in the newsroom today. Viewers are watching the headlines and I'm going to the details. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina arrived in the United Arab Emirates on a 5-day official visit to the country. Bangladesh Ambassador to the UAE, Mohammed Abu Zafar, received the Prime Minister at the airport. Foreign Minister Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen, MP, Commerce Minister Tipu Munshi, MP, Expatriates, Welfare and Overseas Employment Minister Imran Ahmed, MP, Prime Minister's Private Industry and Investment Affairs Advisor Salman F. Rahman, and State Minister for Women and Children Affairs Fazilatun Nessa Indira, MP, are accompanying the Prime Minister. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina joined a high-level panel discussion on the occasion of International Women's Day. The Bangladesh Prime Minister is also expected to meet the UAE Vice President and Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum at the DEC. In the last day of a visit on March 11, Sheikh Hasina would attend a civic reception to be hosted by expatriate Bangladeshi community.
I must appreciate them that they cooperate with me. So that is my strength.
International Women's Day is being observed today across the country as elsewhere in the world, with a call for a building sustainable world giving priority to gender equality. International Women's Day is observed on March 8 every year. It is a focal point in the movement for women's rights. Marzia Manan with the more details.
Women workers in a needle factory took to the streets of Newark on March 8, 1957 to protest discrimination against women. They protested against low wages and 12 hours of daily labor. The day was declared International Women's Day in 1910 at the Second International Socialist Women's Conference held in Copenhagen, Denmark. The United Nations has observed this day as International Women's Day since 1975. However, it was officially recognized in 1977. Questions for this doctor was how far the empowerment of women has progressed in the golden jubilee of independence.
আমি অবশ্যই মনে করি এটা একটা খুবই চ্যালেঞ্জফুল।
Analysts say that the kind of treatment that should be given to women in the family or in the workplace is missing.
এখন অনেক বেশি নারী নির্যাতন বেড়ে গেছে।
They also think that the state has a lot to do stop violence against women. Marzia Manan, Mytv.
The High Court today issued a rule asking why discrimination against the children, men and women of all religions in respect of social status, employment and inheritance should not be declared illegal. The Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Secretary, the Women and Children Affairs Secretary and officials concerned were asked to respond to the rule. The single bench of Justice Muhammad Roisuddin itself issued the rule respecting International Women's Day. Unrest has been prevailing in the country over the price of edible oil. Therefore, more next Friday, no trade can be done in the sale of edible oil without a receipt, said AHM Shafiquzaman, Director General of the Directorate of National Consumer Rights Protection. He made the remarks at a meeting with retailers and wholesalers at his office today. In the meeting, various information including non-delivery, overcharging, not giving proper receipt was highlighted. Retailers and wholesalers demanded to form a joint monitoring team to ensure adequate supply for the mill. In reply, DNCRP has said that any irregularity in the marketing system will not be tolerated in any way. Stock markets plunged further today. At the beginning of the day, DSEX index of Dhaka Stock Exchange DSA returned to the upward trend, but within 15 minutes it turned into downward. The index fell 136 points around 10:45 a.m. After a slight rise, the index fell again. Thus, the downward trend continues in the stock market. At 11:30 p.m., the main index of DSA stood at 6,037, declining 79 points. Other DSA insets also fell during this period. Of the companies traded on the DSA during the period, 265 declined. On the other hand, the main index of the Chattogram Stock Exchange CSEX fell 199 points to 11,276. Besides, all other indicators are in decline. Bangladesh has passed the second year of coronavirus pandemic that started on 2020. The Institute of Epidemiology, Disease Control and Research (IEDC) reported the first cases of coronavirus in Bangladesh on March 8, 2020. Official statistics say more than 1.9 million people have contracted the Pentagon as of March 7 this year. Yasir Arafat has more on Monwar Alam Nirjor's report.
Chief scientist has said the Delta variant.
The first coronavirus was detected in Wuhan, China in December 2019. It spread gradually around the world. The World Health Organization declared the infection as epidemic on March 11. Panic spread around the world. To control the infection, lockdown was imposed in different countries. On March 8 of 2020, for the first time in Bangladesh, 3 corona-infected patients have been reported by the Institute of Epidemiology, Disease Control and Research, IEDCR. 10 days later, the news of the death of a person infected with coronavirus became headlines. Since then, the last 2 years have been a difficult one. So far, more than 29,000 people have died in corona and about 19 lakhs infected. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina inaugurated the COVID vaccination program in the country on January 27, 2021 to prevent corona. Activities began across the country on February 7. Special campaigns on mass immunization program were also taken several times. Efforts were made emphasized on hygiene issues, including putting on masks. June, July and August 2021 were the worst time for Bangladesh. The number of infections and deaths was the highest during this period. Educational institutions remained closed during the time. Then the new variant came across named Omicron. This new variant was identified after 2 women cricketers from the national team returned from Zimbabwe. Then again the situation became terrible in the country. However, as people's interest in vaccination rises, corona and Omicron conditions are gradually coming under control. With the opening of educational institutions, everything has started to become normal. The victims are becoming accustomed to normal treatments home rather than at hospital. General people hope the country to get vaccinated and get rid of the virus. Yasir Arafat, MyTV News Desk.
Bangladesh Meteorological Department today predicted through its bulletin that weather may remain dry over the country. It said day and night temperature may remain nearly unchanged over the country. The country's maximum temperature on Monday was recorded by 35.2 degrees Celsius at Sylhet, and the minimum temperature today was recorded by 13.7 degrees Celsius at Tetulia in the Rangpur division. Viewers, now international news. The third round of peace talks between Russian and Ukrainian negotiators has failed to achieve significant results in Belarus on Monday. The meeting lasted nearly 3 hours at the Volodyarsky Pacha on the Belarus-Poland border. According to reports, both sides addressed the issue of civilian evacuation, while the Ukrainian side assured Russia that the humanitarian corridors will start working today. Mikhail Parolak, a member of the Ukrainian delegation reportedly said that there was some small progress in improving the logistics of humanitarian corridors in Ukraine. Russian presidential aide Vladimir Medvedev, who headed the Russian delegation, is quoted as saying the discussions continued on political and military aspects. However, it remains difficult. It is too early to talk about something positive. A teenager has been killed in a school shooting in the United States. Two more were injured. The incident took place outside a high school in Iowa State. Police and rescue officers arrived at the East High School shortly after the incident. Police said the school is located in the center of the state capital. Police received several phone calls during the school shootings. Upon receiving the arrival at the scene, they recovered the body of one person and two others with injuries. The injured were later admitted to the hospital. Viewers, about to the end of the headlines once again. Prime Minister joined a panel discussion on the occasion of International Women's Day in UAE. International Women's Day is being observed today across the country to give a priority to gender equality. Stock markets plunged further today. The main index of the DS stood at 6,037, declining 79 points. Bangladesh has passed the second year of coronavirus pandemic. IEDCR reported the first cases on March 8, 2020. The third round of peace talks between Russian and Ukrainian negotiators has failed to achieve significant results. And Liverpool will face Inter Milan in the Champions League last 16 today. That's all from our newsroom for now. Thanks for being with us. To join with MyTV News online, visit YouTube/MyTVBD News. And to watch all our programs, visit YouTube/MyTVBangla, Facebook/MyTVBangla. Our next bulletin will be telecast in Bangla at 7:30 p.m. Don't forget to join with us. Till then, stay connected. Viewers, be careful to prevent coronavirus and follow the hygiene rules. Allah Hafiz.